Hey students, so today we are going to talk about Unit 6. I have got a pain in my arm. Obviously the title indicates that there is pain in my arm, so it is obviously, as you understand, it is related for healthcare, medicine problem, illness, pain and all this stuff in the hospital that we need. So the most important point into primary school, secondary school, high school, even in university, when you specialize in English language, they teach you almost everything from the daily life vocabulary, but they ignore almost all the vocabulary that is related for illness, sickness and healthcare problem. So imagine yourself in a situation when you are in a hospital with some physical problem for you or a friend or one of your family member, but in that place there is no one who can speak your mother tongue, so you need in that time to speak English to explain the sickness or of that person. So بهذا chapter راح نعلمك أهم ال vocabulary that is related for hospital problem, healthcare problem, and how you can pronounce them correctly. So it is not, I will not say it is not enjoyable, but this chapter is really important. It could save a person's life. So let's start. The first point is that he asks you to make a list of as many common health problems as you can. عم نحدد مستواك بالإنجليزي متعلق بالفوكابولاري that is related for healthcare problem. Okay. يريدك بالبداية أنت تطلب المصطلحات اللي تعرفها عن الإشيوز والأمراض بالإنجليزي تعرفها والhealth problems بالإنجليزي. يعني المصطلحات قد تعرف، عم نشيك المستوى مالتك بالبداية، وبعدين ورا ما نخلص هذا الفيديو أريدك ترجع عن نفس هذه البوينت اللي هي نقطة البداية وتعدد شو تعلمت new vocabulary انت كنت ما تعرفهم متعلقة بالillness, sickness, health problem. So he give you type couple of vocabulary. هو يعطيك headache, short throat اللي هو التهاب الحلق أو احتقان الحلق. So now it is your job to add new vocabulary. So for example, you can add heart attacks, cancer, stress, toothache, stomach ache. There is a lot of vocabulary. Then after you finish from this point, he give you a couple of vocabulary and a picture. He wants you to match these pictures with the above vocabulary. So first one is injection. He put 5 because the picture of injection is 5. Then we have an inhaler اللي هو المستنشق اللي يستخدموه أهل الربو. Then crutches اللي هم الأكازات. So it is picture number 4. Antibiotic المضادات الحيوية. So it is picture number 3. A cast مصاب يعني picture number 1. And finally a thermometer اللي هو مقاس الحرارة. So it is picture number 6. Okay, then he give you a tick correct to the health problems that you or someone you know suffer from. So he give you collections of illness, and in the same time he give you a very small box here to put correct or tick yes or correct if you or your family or any of your friends have one of this is illness. So let's start it. The first one is skin problem. The second one insomnia اللي هو الأرق. Third one asthma اللي هو الربو. hay fever, migraines اللي هو الصداع النصفي. high blood pressure ارتفاع ضغط الدم. و finally stress. So in the next slide we are going to listen for a conversation between a doctor and a patient. The doctor he is going to speak the British accent, while the patient he is from Egypt, so he is going to speak English with Egyptian accent. So it is distinguished, you can notice the difference between them. Also the patient is going to make one mistake, and I put a note for you about the mistake that he is going to listen for. I added the script with a voice record of them. So in the script you can follow up, repeat it as much as you can in order to understand every term and every new term which is related for health problem. This is conversation. It's going to enable you to know how you should speak for a doctor. What is the term that you should use?
Recording 42.
Hello, Mr.
Muhammad al-Mitwalli.
Please, take a seat. Now, what seems to be the trouble?
I've got a terrible pain in my shoulder.
I see. Do you know when it started?
About 3 days ago, I think.
Oh, dear. Well, I'd better take a look. Now, where does it hurt exactly?
Just here, in the middle of my shoulder, at the back.
Right. Is it painful if I do this?
Yes, it hurts a lot.
Are you allergic to anything?
No, I don't think so.
Have you got any other symptoms?
Yes, I have a bad headache and I feel too dizzy.
Have you been taking anything for it?
No, I haven't. I wanted to see a doctor first.
OK, well, the first thing I want to do is take your temperature and then we'll do a full examination.
So now, after we listen for that conversation, now it is time to answer a couple of a question which is related for a question that doctor may ask any patient. So he give you the question, but with some missing word. We are going to find out this word. First question is, what seemed to be that trouble? So he answered that question. Second, do you dash when it started? Do you know when it started, or do you remember when it started? If you have any kind of pain, the first question the doctor is going to ask, give me the exact date when it started. So he asks you when. Do you know when it started, or do you remember when it started? 3, where does it exactly? Also, I mean, where does it start exactly? The same point, but in 2 different questions. Is it dash if I do this? Is it hurt if I do this? For example, if you tell the doctor I have pain in my arm, in my shoulder, so he's going to check in order to know the maximum of pain you have or the level of pain. 5, are you dash to anything? Are you allergic? Do you have يعني عندك حساسية لأشياء معينة? So 6, have you got any other have you got any other problems? For example, if you have pain, for example, in your stomach, so he's going to have you to ask you a couple of questions. Do you have any other problems? So in order to tell him if you have any pain in any other part of your body, or just like headache or anything else. 7, have you been dash anything for it? It is obviously, have you taken anything for it? If he asks you if you take any kind of drugs, medicine, script for that pain before. أنا مدمنة يعطيك علاج ويصير تضارب، فلازم يسألك هذا السؤال اللي هو إن أنت خذيت علاج قبل لا تجيني لو you just came here directly. So after we finish this, we have the second one, which is write the answer to this question, then listen to the conversation again and check your answer. راح يسألنا أسئلة متعلقة بالمحادثة السابقة. Okay, so he give you the role of the doctor. He is going to mention the questions that is related for doctor part, and you are going to answer. For example, what problem does Muhammad have? Since you listened, so you obviously should know what problem Muhammad has. He answered, he has a trouble pain in his shoulder. The second point, when did it started? It started 3 days ago. C, what other symptoms does he have? He has headache, and he mentioned that he's too dizzy, which is the correct form is very dizzy. So he has dizziness and headache. Has he been taking any medicine for it? No, he did not. He has not taken any medicine for it. What action does the doctor want to take? The doctor is going to take his temperature, take Muhammad's temperatures, and make a full examination. Okay, important note you should know is that not all the doctors call a doctor. Okay, in medicine there's different fields, so every doctor in his field has different name. So let's start. He put for you a note. Do you know? And he give you the name of the doctor according to his field. First one is dermatologist. He is specialized in skin problem. Second, an entomologist treat eye disease اللي هو أخصائي بصريات. Third one is a pediatrician is specialized in children health, and psychiatrist is specialized in mental health, and finally we have cardiologist is a health specialist heart specialist أخصائي قلب. So here he asked us to look at the extract from Muhammad's conversation with the doctor. Notice how he described the problem. Okay, it's help you to know how to describe the symptoms to your doctor. Symptoms اللي هم الأعراض. First, doctor said, and now what seem to be the trouble? Muhammad answered, have got trouble pain in my shoulders. So the bold one الأشياء اللي حاطها غامقة اللي هي الأساسية basic اللي تغيرهم البقية. يعني I have got a terrible pain in my arm, or I have got deep pain in my legs. I have got a strong pain in my kidney اللي هو الكلى. فالبولد تعرفوهم نفسهم بس تغيرون البقية الخفيفات أو توصف أي مرض أو أي sickness or any symptoms or any pain you have. Now we will have other strategies. Here are some other phrases you can use to describe your symptoms. Okay, I think I am suffering from stress. نقدر نغيرها. I think I'm suffering from for example depression اكتئاب stress توتر. Second, I'm coming down with the flu. I have a flu. My arms aches and my arms hurt me, or you can say my teeth aches, or my head aches, or my legs aches. There is pain in my legs. Okay, now we have two conversation. We will listen for them, or not conversation. Yeah, under the title conversation 1 and conversation 2. I will. You have the script in front of you. But the type of conversation they only have questions. Okay, without answer. You're supposed to give the answer, and in the same time on your left hand. Okay. There is at the end conversation 1 and conversation 2 and contain the flu, yesterday, since yesterday morning. Okay, these are the answer for the question. So when the doctor asks you first question, what seemed to be the trouble, the answer you should say, I think, using one of the form that I speak about, I think I have a flu. Okay, then so this is your answer supposed to be. Then you have the second question, which is, do you know when it started? So you can say, I think it started yesterday, since he give you B, the answer yesterday. And follow up for the rest of the questions and check your answers with the question. So now I will help you to listen for the voice record. The doctor is Indian woman, so you can find a little bit accent in her speaking. Okay, listen for her question and try to make answer by using, this is a small help you have, which is couple of vocabularies. Put them in correct sentence using the form to have a complete answer.
Recording 43. Conversation 1.
What seems to be the trouble?
A.
Do you know when it started?
B.
How long have you been feeling like this?
C.
What symptoms have you got?
D.
Are you feverish?
E.
Have you been taking anything for it?
F. Conversation 2.
What seems to be the trouble?
A.
Where does it hurt exactly?
B.
Do you know when it started?
C.
Is it painful if I do this?
D.
What about if I do this? Here.
E.
Have you been taking anything for it?
F.
So now the situation is a little bit different. So I'm going to give you, for the same doctor, a couple of questions. She asks you about your symptoms, the type of trouble you have, and all this stuff which the doctor used, or the question that the doctor asked. But this time you should answer without any help. So you don't have just little word to help you to give the answer. No, you should make your own question. Your own answers. So listen carefully and try to, when you listen for the question, make a pause and then answer the question by using your language, vocabulary, and then repeat again. Continue the video, listen for the second question and make an answer, then continue with the rest. Also, in our chat group and Telegram, I want you to make a voice record for me about write down this question, read the question for me, and the answer, your answer, and send it for the group Telegram.
Recording 44.
What seems to be the trouble? Do you know when it started? How long have you been feeling like this? What symptoms have you got? Are you feverish? Have you been taking anything for it? Is it painful if I do this? What about if I do this? Here. Have you got any other symptoms? Do you know if you're allergic to anything?
Recording 45.
Good afternoon.
Hi there.
What seems to be the trouble?
Well, I've got these red blotches all over my legs. See? Here and here.
Oh, yes, I see. Are they painful?
No, not at all, but they seem to be getting bigger.
How long have you had them?
About a fortnight now, I suppose. And there's a rash, too, on my arm.
Ah, yes. That looks quite angry. Have you been scratching it?
Yes, it's really itchy. What do you think is causing it?
Well, are you allergic to anything? Cats, for example?
Not that I know of.
Do you feel stressed?
Well, yes, I suppose I do. I've been very busy at work for quite a while. But
Well, that might be it.
what? Are you saying that this is because of stress?
I think it could be. I'll give you a prescription for a cream. It's quite good, so in a few days the blotches should start to go and the rash should clear up too.
Good. Thanks a lot.
Here you are. Come back and see me in a couple of weeks if it doesn't get better.
Okay, the last conversation you have listened, it is between a patient from speaking native English with a South African accent and a doctor. She's described for her problem, sorry. So now after you listen, you have a couple of exercise to do. I hope you enjoy doing them because they are really, really very simple. So if you like the topic and would you like to improve and have more vocabulary related for healthcare problems, so I advise you to watch a series named The Good Doctor. Even if you did not watch the entire season, it's contained 3 or 4 seasons. Just watch the first 3 episodes from the first season. It will be enough for you. You will learn a couple of great vocabulary, how to pronounce them correctly. In that series, there is all the actors speaking English, okay, or all the doctors speak, American English or English with American accent, except there's Doctor, his name is Dr. Clue. Dr. Clue speak with a British accent, so it is really distinguished. You can notice the big difference between the American and British speaker. For this point, thank you very much. I hope you enjoy the class and get benefit from it. So goodbye and have a nice weekend.